Here's a statement that should make every enterprise security leader pause. A cybersecurity giant is openly admitting to using trillions of customer data points to feed their AI systems. And this is the part most people miss. Much of this data was supposed to be encrypted and private. Zscaler's chief executive Jay Chaudhry recently made waves in the cybersecurity community with his candid revelations about how his company leverages massive volumes of customer information for artificial intelligence development. But here's where it gets controversial. The scale and nature of this data usage has sparked intense debate about privacy boundaries in the security industry. Cybersecurity professional Stephen Swift brought these concerning statements to public attention after Chaudhry's appearance at a Cloud Security Alliance virtual summit dedicated to autonomous AI agent safety. The executive's comments weren't entirely new. He had previously touched on similar themes during Zscaler's 2024 earnings discussions. But the explicit details revealed the true extent of their data harvesting operations. The numbers Chaudhry shared are staggering. Zscaler processes more than 500 billion individual transactions every single day, generating what he describes as hundreds of trillions of signals on a daily basis. To put this in perspective, that's more data flowing through their systems in one day than most companies handle in months or even years. We can use that technology for wonderful threat detection, cyber detection, Chaudhry explained during the session. We're using it for risk modeling, building co-pilots, and now more and more agents. The word wonderful here might raise eyebrows. Wonderful for whom, exactly? What makes this situation particularly intriguing is how Zscaler obtains access to such vast quantities of information. The company's business model centers around zero-trust network access principles, where no user, device, or application receives automatic trust regardless of their network position. This philosophy is literally embedded in their brand identity. The Z in Zscaler stands for zero. But here's the controversial twist. Zscaler actively encourages their enterprise clients to enable deep packet inspection capabilities. This feature allows their security platform to examine the actual contents of network traffic that would normally remain encrypted and completely invisible to third parties. In practical terms, this means Zscaler can see inside what businesses typically consider their most protected communications. Think about the implications for a moment. When your organization sends what you believe is encrypted, secure data across the network, Zscaler's systems are potentially intercepting, analyzing, and incorporating that information into their AI training datasets. This includes sensitive endpoint detection and response data, Internet of Things device communications, and other telemetry that most companies would prefer to keep entirely private. Chaudhry described how this collected intelligence feeds into what he calls an AI data fabric, essentially the sophisticated mesh network designed to correlate different types of telemetry data. The company's AI agents, which were formally unveiled in July, then utilize this interconnected information web for automated data collection, security investigations, and policy enforcement activities. The situation becomes even more complex when considering Zscaler's recent acquisition of Red Canary, a managed detection and response provider. This purchase was specifically marketed as enhancing their agentic AI security operations by integrating automated response workflows directly into their existing platform infrastructure. As we're doing proper integration between our Zero Trust Exchange platform and our data fabric technology, we can feed back findings and detections in a matter of minutes, Chaudhry noted, emphasizing the speed advantages of their integrated approach. This development arrives at a particularly sensitive time for AI security discussions across the enterprise landscape. Organizations worldwide are grappling with the security risks posed by generative AI systems, especially autonomous agents built on platforms like OpenAI's ChatGPT. Security experts have repeatedly warned that these AI agents can introduce significant operational vulnerabilities and security gaps that make them unsuitable for mission-critical business deployments. Industry recommendations consistently emphasize the importance of gaining complete visibility into AI application usage across corporate networks, while simultaneously implementing robust zero-trust network access controls and centralized policy management with distributed enforcement mechanisms. Interestingly, despite these privacy concerns, Zscaler continues to receive recognition for their security expertise. The company maintains its position at the top of Gartner's latest Secure Service Edge vendor rankings, which specifically evaluate zero-trust components, including network access controls. According to Gartner's research, zero-trust network access adoption is accelerating rapidly among both large enterprises and mid-market organizations. The analyst firm predicts that by 2026, approximately 10% of major enterprises will have implemented mature, measurable zero-trust security programs. But here's the million-dollar question that every security leader should be asking. If zero trust means never trust, always verify, shouldn't that principle apply to how security vendors handle our most sensitive data? And if a company is using our encrypted communications to train their AI systems, are we truly implementing zero trust? Or are we just shifting our trust to a different entity? The contradiction seems obvious when you step back and examine it critically. Zscaler promotes zero-trust principles while simultaneously requesting deep access to customer communications for AI development purposes. This creates a fascinating paradox in modern cybersecurity philosophy. What's your take on this situation? Should enterprise customers have explicit control over whether their encrypted traffic gets used for AI training purposes? Or is this simply the price of admission for advanced threat detection capabilities? Are we witnessing the evolution of cybersecurity, or are we trading privacy for the promise of better protection? Share your thoughts. Do you believe this data usage represents innovation or overreach? The conversation around AI training ethics in cybersecurity is just getting started, and your perspective matters.